the AP. As far as I know, I was the first staffer to erase information from the story because we were threatened by Hamas, which happened at the very end of 2008. We had a great reporter in Gaza, a Palestinian, who had always been really an excellent reporter. We had a detail in a story. The detail was a crucial one. It was that Hamas fighters were dressed as civilians and were being counted as civilians in the death toll. An important thing to know, that went out in an AP story. The reporter called me a few hours later. It was clear that someone had spoken to him. And he told me, I was on the desk in Jerusalem, so I was kind of writing the story from the main bureau in Jerusalem. And he said, Mati, you have to take that detail out of the story. And it was clear that someone had threatened him. I took the detail out of the story. I suggested to our editors that we note in an editor's note that we were now complying with Hamas censorship. I was overruled. And from that point in time, the AP, like all of its sister organizations, collaborates with Hamas censorship in Gaza. What does that mean? You'll see a lot of dead civilians and you won't see dead militants. You won't have a clear idea of what the Hamas military strategy is. And this is the kicker, the center of the coverage will be a number, a casualty number that is provided to the press by something called the Gaza Health Ministry, which is Hamas. And we've been doing that since 2008. And it's a way of basically settling the story before you get into any other information. Because when you put, when you say 50 Palestinians were killed and 1 Israeli on a given day, it doesn't matter what else you say. The numbers kind of tell their own story, and it's a way of kind of settling the story with something that sounds like a concrete statistic, and the statistic is being...
Some of you out there getting very emotional over Charlie Kirk. Yes, I feel bad for his kids. Not for him, though. I'm just going to go over some groups that he did not like. Charlie Kirk is the type of person that would force his own 10-year-old child to give birth if she got raped. Charlie Kirk is also a man that did not have any sympathy for any children that were in Gaza. Does that not register with you guys? Charlie Kirk did not have any sympathy for any Palestinians dying. He even believed the place did not exist because he was pro is not real. He spread racism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, anti-LGBTQIA+. Have we all forgot about that? I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't feel bad for him. I feel bad for his kids, his 2 kids, because his 2 kids are now going to grow up without no father. Yes, he was a bad man, but they're going to grow up with no father now. And they're going to know what happened to him when they grow up. And I want to quickly quote what he said, okay? I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment. And now he got shot on Utah campus. He's now a statistic.